Okay, here is, I'm going to show you an updated version of the Fleet Viewer app. I actually have my controller with me today, brought it in, and I've got the improved movement inside that viewer. So and I'm just going to be faking, I'm not going to be wearing the headset. I'm just going to kind of be staring at the screen while I'm describing what's going on here. So we launched the viewer. It is written in Unity. Using the Google VR SDK. So here we have a Knox, and cleaned up the UI from the last video a little bit, and I have a little debug screen that's fixed with the fixed on the camera. It's kind of jumpy a little bit, but it's just debug. It'll go away. And we're staring down the nose of a Knox, and am I drifting a little bit? No, I think it's just an illusion of the 3D dual cameras. Again, this is the demo, the GVR demo, but I removed the cubicle room around the side, so there's some telltale handy little menu on the floor here. Virtual reality programming is a little bit different. They like to immerse you with menus around you. I still find that that's kind of weird, especially when you're in space. I think things should pop up. Like there's no floor in space, so this is going to go away, and there'll be pop-up menus that'll pop around you. The menus I think will still be in 2D, but here I've got the controller. I can't show you a camera of the controller, but if I pull it up and pair it, let's go. Let's see if it'll connect. There it goes, connected. Boom, it's connected. So if I look down, where is that? There's my controller. Let me reset it. There we go. So I have the controller. I can reset the screen here by clicking without giving away the movement here. It's a little odd. Yeah. So I have, oh, there, I just gave away. If I touch the controller here, there's a 3D view, and you can see that as I'm moving, the controller stays with me as I'm moving around, and I can basically, I'm kind of sitting in a swivel chair and just swiveling around right now as I move up closer, and I can look around the Knox. And if you notice, there's kind of a little hit region, and I can click on it, and this is the, again, built-in Google VR demo where there's a square box, there's a cube in the room, and if you click on it with your pointer, it moves. Well, I just attached the Knox to that same hitbox. And moved it, and so in the future I'll be able to actually just move the Knox directly. But for now I'm just kind of showing you that I can move towards the Knox pretty smoothly, and it's following the camera, so if I tilt up, if I look up and go forward, I'll raise above it, and then I can back out of it and down. So I have full 3D movement of it. I'm kind of trying to pull off a manned maneuvering unit from the space shuttle, where the controller is in your hand. Eventually, wherever you look is where you will go forward. So if I look up, let's see, if I look up this way and go forward, and then I come back and look down, there's the Knox down there. So I'm hoping to make it fairly intuitive, and yes, we can fly through objects, and it's right there underneath. So it allows us to sort of, if we want to go over here, we just fly over there. And if we want to go down, we look down, and then we come back up. So that's the little controller. Again, the plan would be to let me back up. There we go. I don't know why looks like the Knox itself has moved. The Knox actually should be lined up, kind of lined up directly behind this menu. I don't know why the Knox. Oh, because I've been moving it like that. Yes. Haha. Anyway. So who knows where it is from? There it is. So the plan is then I will pop up a 2D menu kind of over in this area with sort of old school UIs where I have a kind of drop down menus with the ships to add and then you'll add the ship, and you got another ship, and then I'll eventually make it so that you can grab onto the ships and you can move them. I got to decide how am I going to allow you to move them, or they're going to be locked onto their current plane. Like, well, what if you want to raise them or not? Can you walk up to them and push them? Some kind of complicated things. Maybe I'll use the menu button. I can control the menu button here. I have, if you look at this, at the head-up display here, I have all the button statuses, and I can say the app button is being pressed or not, or the home button is being pressed or not. And I actually just went back to Unity. Sorry, the Google Dream UI, so I can go back to this way and relaunch the app. So we're back in. So that's the current status. So let me back out of here. And let me back out of here. And so there you go. Back out of that. Close. There. So that's it with this little controller. My 2-year-old daughter's heart that she stuck to the controller there. But with these little controllers, you got your little touch sensor. You can click it. You can't really, once it's clicked, I don't know if you actually have the ability to see the movement. I think once it's clicked, you lose the XY coordinate on the pad. It may be that when you fairly easy to verify that when you click it, can you still get the XY coordinates out of it? So if you can't, then that sort of makes it a little weird. Now I have to use the orientation of the device to figure out how to move stuff instead of, can use the orientation combined with the touch sensor. Another thought I had was that if you click the button, now it becomes like a joystick for an MMU, a man maneuvering unit on the space shuttle, where you kind of hold it vertical and you could like lean forward, and you can move forward and you lean back and it moves back, and you can stray right, left or right, whatever. And there would be relative velocity depending on the angle of tilt, and you would have mass, and you could basically go really fast one direction and then zoom the other direction and slow down and come back. So it has some momentum. So there's the scale viewer, Star Citizenship scale viewer. There's a couple of things that have done this before. I think they're fairly static though, and I don't know what they were written in, and they didn't provide the source code, I don't believe. So I'm hoping to do this as sort of an open source experiment, to allow people to see how to do it in Unity. Yes, I would love to do it in a better game engine than Unity. Unity's not too bad, but it's C#. Some question of how efficient it can be. I think for my purposes, it's not a real game. It's just kind of moving objects around and looking at them. I think Unity may be fine, but if I start reaching kind of a limit, then I'll consider going to Unreal. I don't think Lumberyard supports VR on Android headsets yet. They support an OpenVR, which I don't know how to get OpenVR to work on Android yet. So there's a lot of options to choose. Unity just seemed to be the easiest way in, the easiest entry to get this proof of concept. And I had played with the Unreal, Google VR Unreal plugins and SDK, and that was it kind of worked. It wasn't as easy, and then you're required to program in C++, which I can do. It's been years. I mean, maybe like 4 or 5 years. I was moderately good at it, but definitely like C#, the higher level programming languages are faster to develop on. So rapid prototyping is what I'm at right now, trying to do a proof of concept. So see you later. Thanks for listening to my rambling, and